Down to the bottom right hand corner of the map, our purple Zerg player from mYinsanity, ladies and gentlemen. It's Winter. And in the upper left hand corner, our red Zerg player from Imaginary Gaming. Revolver. Back on EU, got that Imaginary Gaming decal here into the game, the mYinsanity decal as well. Things looking cool. It's a shame because they should really be able to make it so that you can change the shape, because like the mYinsanity, I know it's kind of weird, but Imaginary Gaming one is like, it works well because there's like a black background, it's just like a logo in the middle of it, right? But the mYinsanity one is like a logo on its own, it doesn't have a background. Maybe they should just upload it with a white background so it's like looks nice. I don't like the see-through Zergy bit, it makes it look dirty. I'm so picky. Alright. So, how is everyone doing? Again, welcome to the stream. It's a wonderful Saturday here today, and going to have a lot of StarCraft action for you today, as we've just been mentioning. Early on in the CVZ, not too much is going to be happening though. A pool and a hatchery coming down on either side of the map at fairly standard times, and it's going to be Revolver getting away with the slight build order advantage this time around, taking his hatchery before his pool, but he will be putting his pool down pretty much straight away afterwards, as the hatchery about to come down here for Winter. So very minimal differences right at the start of this game, and we'll just wait to see how this will transition as the game continues. Shout out to Boom Saleh 2233 for hitting that follow button. Thank you very much, bro. And I'm glad you're enjoying the show. To consider coming back. Of course, you can follow us in all of our social media outlets to keep up to date with the SC2 Improve Team League and the other events going on in and around SC2 Improve, such as the SC2 Improve Winter Series, which I promise will be played soon. It is coming. I promise you all, it is coming. I swear down. So the SC2 Improve Winter Series, the final group of that, and then the finals, the $1,600 finals, is going to be really, really good. So look forward to that. As well as, yeah, what else? We've got some other content in general coming up as we enter May, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, really. So that's quite nice. As we see a couple of links starting to head across the map here from Winter, and just going to be looking to scout out early on, try and see what his opponent is up to. Most importantly, he wants to try and see whether his opponent is going into gas, which Revolver has gone into gas a lot earlier than Winter has. He's almost got 100 gas mined already, whereas Winter has only just finished up his extractor and just started to mine now. So early Ling Wars here, and it actually will go the way of Revolver. He picks off one Zergling, but his two Zerglings are now very low on hit points, and I think Winter should really go into the main base to get that scout off, see that gas. You know, you really want to know what are you up against. He's going to try and chase down a drone instead. I guess he still knows he can get into the main, but is he going to escape? Okay, so he just doesn't really want to know. He's not interested in seeing what's in the main base. Maybe he's already had some form of vision in there? No, not really. So, oh, sorry, he has. He's already seen the gas with an Overlord, so he actually already knows. So there's absolutely no need for him to go in and confirm that with his Zerglings. As these two links come in here, and they will both be denied, and Revolver will not get too much information about his opponent. In fact, doesn't see the gas of his opponent at all, so no idea what he is playing against right now. Something that's worth noting is, I guess, Winter only came in far enough to see this first gas. I guess if he hadn't seen his first gas, he might have gone in far enough to see the second one, but he didn't, and that's something which is always kind of, you know, worth taking note of. You know, if you take, like, certain gases are always better to take, because it can deny a little bit more information from your opponent should they overload scout or just come up your ramp or something. Like on Varney Research Station, I think it's Varney, there's some maps where if you go up the natural ramp you can see one of the gases but not the other, for example. So there's a lot of different ways to kind of hide your you know, hide your gases and hide what you're actually trying to go for here early in the game. Well, they're a little bit supply blocked. I guess Queens have been hunting down Overlords. Like, this Queen's actually got 2 kills. I imagine one of them is a Zergling and the other an Overlord here. As Zergling from earlier in the game from Winter is still actually just sat on his third base, and both players are playing very passively here. In fact, we've seen neither of them actually go into Zergling speed. They've both just gone straight into Evolution Chambers, Rotorans and Lairs. So both going for exactly the same style of play right now. You can see their builds are pretty much exact. The gases are coming in at the exact same times. This is just going to be heavy Rotors from the get-go here in this game. So we're just going to continue injecting, as should Revolver be, as he sorts up his first few roaches here. And again, no real differences between these two guys right now. Winter holds a couple of worker advantage. He's like a couple of roaches down, but in total, it's a pretty even game at this point. Third hatch will come down first here for Winter, and Winter does have that circling position on the third base of his opponent in case roaches don't go clearing that out first. He might be able to delay that slightly with that Zergling and the Queen on the way over there now, though it seems, as Revolver going to start creeping up outside of his base to give himself some extra mobility, especially with these Queens, and allow it to catch this Overlord a little bit more easily. And he's going to go very far forward with this Queen, should start creeping up here in a moment. He's actually going to morph into an Overseer. I'm not sure if it's... did he leave it a little bit too late to morph into an Overseer? I'm not too sure. I think he didn't actually. Okay, he's got plenty of time. And this will, of course, fully rejuvenate the Overlord and send it on its way a little bit speedier than before. Overseer was a nice thing to have as well, so to save an Overlord by making use of Overseer is kind of an added bonus. He's actually got 2 on the map, which I guess is a little bit unnecessary as this first one moving through. But 2 are always useful as well. I mean, he's going to have 125 energy on this first one very soon, and he knows where that Evolution Chamber is, so he can direct his Overseer's path towards that and try and hit up the Contaminate to slow down the +2 attack timing of his opponent. His Revolver here really has been packing up this number of roaches. He's got 26 to 17 right now, and moving forwards, the Spinecoil going to poke against the roaches here, and they're going to start taking down these rocks. This is kind of interesting. I mean, we do see some more roaches finally starting in production from Winter. He's just waiting a long time before starting those. He hasn't started +2 yet though, and that's an advantage Revolver will take. I'm not sure if Revolver can come up to this ramp, and whoa, Winter comes down the ramp. He gets the first shot off in this fight. I don't think he has quite as much as his opponent. He tries to transfuse a little bit here though, and he is being overrun. He needs his reinforcements, and he will have more reinforcements coming in as his opponent. That defender's advantage will start to be seen here, as he also has the better positioning. More of his roaches taking part in this fight, and also coming around the right hand side now as well, and he will be able to turn Revolver away. And Revolver overcommit into this engagement here. Really didn't need to go that deep in towards his opponent's base, as these roaches will come forwards and try and take down these. And actually, Revolver's not going to retreat from this. He's just going to take the fight, and that's going to allow Winter to really take a good fight here. He actually moves 20 army supply up in this game. Drones behind this, still no +2, so that's an upgrade advantage which will kick in here soon for Revolver, unless we see these Overseers start to do some serious work with the Contaminate. But this third base going to be sacrificed right now, and I guess that is kind of the difference here as to why Revolver initially had some more roaches than his opponent. But now as he loses this third base, things become very troublesome. He still doesn't have an upgrade advantage here, and Revolver having to move back. It looks as though Winter is maybe going to be able to do this here. Winter, the player who secured the victory in the ace match last night against Root Gaming, taking down Kalazur after he'd just taken down Rain. And now he takes down the third base over Revolver and looks to be hunting for an advantage for mYinsanity in this series. As this set of roaches will head back over for Winter. Very smart move. He's droned up behind this. He knows if he just sits back a little bit, things will turn out nicely for him. That Contaminate hits and will slow down this +2. It's still going to be at an advantage here for Revolver, but the more you slow it down, the better it's going to be. He does have a second Overseer out on the map, if you do remember, and he is actually still just positioned over here, so he has the opportunity to come back in and Contaminate that a second time. If he remembers, his Overseer is positioned over there, and that can be another Contaminate and slow that down even more, really allowing this +2 of Winter to catch up a little bit. Third hatchery is coming down over towards the third base, as we would expect. Wouldn't expect the third hatchery to come down at the fourth base now, would we? So Creep going to be able to advance forwards here just a little bit, as this Overseer taking some damage, and he'll Contaminate now the +2 of Winter. So returning the favour here from a little bit earlier on, as both players continue to build up roaches. Winter has so many roaches though. Again, I feel like right now he's just waiting for his +2 to finish. I mean, there's no real reason to attack. Before he gets that, why potentially throw away an advantage for no real reason, as these roaches just going to move over to the right a little bit, and Queen going to work its way against this Overlord here, as it takes a little bit of damage before continuing to escape. So a couple of roaches, quite a few roaches for Revolver, but nowhere near the number as Winter has, as that +2 missiles is less than a minute away from completion right now, and again, that is what we're really waiting for before seeing Winter move out and potentially just end this game. He's about to be maxed out, and I think as he approaches maxed out, it's pretty much time for him to go. He knows he doesn't want to delay this too much longer. He's already sending some roaches burrowed across the right hand side of the map, and he's going to use them as harassment units in towards the third base, or in towards the natural it seems, while he comes in towards the third base with the majority of his army. Again, he's very far up in that army supply right now. He's about 30 army supply up. It's a hell of a lot of roaches. It's 65 to 49, 68 to 49. Revolver will have Dynamo popping out shortly though, and he will have Burrow about to finish the upgrades. Are about to be even. As these roaches, are they going to be able to sneak by here? There's no okay, there is an overseer with Revolver, but these roaches are moving out of position so that he should be able to sneak in towards the natural here. The roaches are still out of position, and Winter's doing this perfectly. He's just continuing to bait his opponent, but now these roaches are spotted, and Revolver going to start cleaning these up quite handily. But actually, Winter takes the opportunity to come up the ramp here, and even though he's attacking up the ramp, he's managed to close the gap enough so that the majority of his roaches are attacking, so he does hold the advantage in this fight. Remax starting to come in here, and Winter just seems to have so much more money with 23 roaches in production to follow this up against only 8 of Revolver. But that being said, Revolver's starting to turn this around, and actually Winter has to back up for now and maybe just wait for his reinforcements before he gets in here. He actually has some of his roaches still over into the main base, and actually Revolver just going to tap out, realizing he cannot take this, and that is game. Winter takes game 3, and